Zombie apocalypse.
Alright, so I'm jumping in just to give my 2 cents on these nerfs in Diablo 4. Because I watch a lot of streamers, I watch a lot of content creators, YouTube videos and whatnot, and everybody's beating the drum on the nerfs and how it just underpowered everybody. You know, made it terrible for the casual gamer. And I get that where they're coming from, but none of these individuals that are out here spouting this crap about how bad these nerfs are for the environment and the community are casual gamers. They're hardcore gamers, right? It affects their game. Don't get me wrong. The nerfs greatly impact their game. They're getting high level 70s, 100s. So they're looking for end game stuff. They've spent hundreds of hours on this game since it released, putting all of their time and effort into this game, and they've burnt themselves out. And because they've burnt themselves out, any nerf to them is absolutely going to ruin their experience in the game. But as a casual gamer, literally the definition of casual gamer, Urban Dictionary identifies casual gamer as a person who plays games but aren't competitive. Usually they are just there to be social and have fun, but if they end up losing in the game, they wouldn't mind. They don't put in a lot of effort to try to win. They may, or may not, play long hours of games. The casual gamer doesn't place their gaming as a first priority. Pretty good definition of a casual gamer. Hardcore gamer definition. Part of this I agree with, part of this I disagree with, because I have a lot of friends that are hardcore gamers. Hardcore gamer definition. A hardcore gamer is a type of gamer whose leisure time is largely devoted to playing or following video games. Obviously, the majority of the content creators that are making a living off of creating content are hardcore gamers. They devote a large portion of their time to playing or following the video game. They are very vocal. This part I don't agree with. They are a very vocal, arrogant minority. I don't think hardcore gamers are arrogant. I think they can come across as arrogant, but again, it's their passion, it's their livelihood. It's the same as any job that we have, our careers. You know, we're very confident in our jobs. It's not arrogance. There's nothing to do with that. But they are very vocal gamers. So we're going to take out arrogant minority. They are very vocal gamers who assume that the gaming industry should revolve around them. They consider their own skills and preferences and those of their peers to be the only acceptable use of a recreational medium. That is what I find to be true. So all these content creators that are saying that these nerfs are killing the game for the casual player are absolutely incorrect. The nerfs have killed the game for the hardcore, overly competitive gamer who is spending an excessive amount of hours on this game. Individuals like myself, who is a true casual gamer, may log on for an hour to 2 hours every other day. The nerfs have done absolutely nothing to my gameplay or to my enjoyment of the game. For the most part, I don't go out and look at, overpowered builds of this and overpowered builds of that and look for build guides and walkthrough guides and where everything at is in the game, because in all honesty, I really don't give a shit. I spent the money to play the game. I'm going to play the game the way I want to play the game, and you may or may not disagree with that, but we really need to take a step back away from this hardcore gamer driving the mentality of what the casual gamer should be experiencing, because the casual gamer is the majority of players in the game. But the hardcore gamer is the loud vocal aspect of this game and of every game. And they happen to be the YouTubers and the Twitch streamers and all the individuals out there that have the video medium to get to our influential individuals, our kids. Anybody who's influential can be influenced by this generation of YouTubers and Twitch streamers and everything. Those gamers have the voice to get to all those individuals, which are their followers. They're millions and millions of followers that become the voice. So when they become the voice of the casual is going to drive the company to make changes to support the hardcore gamer, which is going to take away from the casual gamer. So if you want to drive the game towards what the influencers are telling you to drive the game towards, you're going to drive it towards a gameplay that is strictly designed towards the hardcore gamer, and the casuals are not going to have fun. Take years and years and years of Call of Duty, and the best part of being a Call of Duty veteran was curb stomping noobs. Every time a game came out, They'd roll out there. There was no changes to the gameplay. New players would join, and the veterans would just absolutely wipe the boards clean. They realized they were losing a player base because of this, so they took a step back and they changed the gameplay. They changed the mentality of how the games were played and how teams were built and the whole 9 yards. And the veteran gamers had a fit because they could no longer go in and just absolutely wipe boards. They had to actually start playing competitive games against other individuals that were as competitive as them. It becomes sweaty, and that's where you got sweats from, right? It happens. You want to be the best gamer, play the best gamer. You want to be a casual, to be able to be a casual, come in and enjoy the game. You, again, spent, what, $70, $100 on this game? Diablo 4 to get in here and play it, and now I got a bunch of people that are saying that the nerfs, took the gameplay away from the casual player. It didn't take the gameplay away from me as a casual player. I'm having a blast. Do I have the most overpowered player? No. Do I care if I have the most overpowered player? No. I like the ability to get into the middle of a fight and have a good time with that interaction with the mobs on the field, play the way I want to play, explore the map the way I want to explore. If I want to go do a side quest, I gotta do a side quest. If I want to complete a main quest, I complete a main quest. I'm tired of seeing everybody come out there and you're going to say, well, you're doing the same thing right now. Yeah, whatever. I probably am. But I'm not a hardcore gamer coming in and telling you how to change the game so that my experience is better. I'm just pleading with the masses out there that are watching all these hardcore gamers and becoming the voice of these hardcore gamers to take a step back and play the game on your own terms, without the walkthroughs, without the guides, without the overpowered builds, and just play the game on your own terms. When you play the game on your own terms, you might enjoy it a little bit better. You might respect the work that you put in to pay for that game, to have a good time behind it. You're not a hardcore gamer. I'm not a hardcore gamer. I don't get paid to play this game. You don't get paid to play this game. Look, if I ever get to the point where I'm getting paid to play this game, I'll probably approach it different, not gonna lie. Because it's gonna be my livelihood, not job, not profession. But I don't want to try to convince anybody out there to be my voice so that my profession can continue on while yours suffers. Nerfs the changes to the game for the casual player, or to make it more manageable for the casual player to enjoy the build up through the game. If you've already reached level 70 up to 100 because you're playing 8 to 9 hours a day, you've burnt yourself out. Go find a new game. You've played the game through. They build a game and they tell you how much time it's going to play it through. If you've spent that much time in that game already, you've burnt yourself out on the game. You've played through the game more than the game should have been played through. Up to that point, it's your own fault. They're not going to change the game for you so that you can have a better experience because you've already overspent your time in that game. Life balance. Life balance. If you got a family, take a step away, take care of your family. If you got a job that's not video gaming, put more effort into that job. Maybe you'll exceed, maybe you'll excel, maybe you'll be better off at that job. Maybe you'll get that promotion that you want. I'm tired of hearing kids in the background crying and screaming because their parents are on these games trying to be a casual. What, because they're going to get paid at some point? If your kid's screaming in the background while you're playing a game, you probably shouldn't be on it.